All right, so looking at this. The cards that come out are the Guild Mage, the Patrol, and the Electromancer. Everything. This pack looks pretty bad, quite honestly.
I
The
mean, yeah,
Lurcher is pretty good too.
this is a pretty average pack. I think for me, it's probably a toss up between the Conclave, Guild Mage, the Hypothesis, and the Parhelion Patrol, and
Conclave,
none of
Guild
them
Mage,
are
Parhelion Patrol, and
particularly
Hypothesis.
exciting
Hypothesis goes
cards.
down and down and down in my rating, and Electromancer
Yeah,
goes
I
up and
mean,
up.
it's like a 5 mana thing, but it's still removal
It's
technically, and like
it's
it's a
not.
it's a
This card is actually
Oh.
Chemist's Insight that has no jumpstart and costs 1 more mana and takes 2 colors. That's what this card is.
I mean, I guess if you only draw lands with it every time, yeah.
Well, even if you draw a action card, right? Basically, what this card would then read would be 5 mana, deal 4 damage, and draw a land,
Sure.
which
I mean,
is
that's fine.
not super great.
I'll pay 5 mana to kill a creature and put a land in my hand.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes.
I'm pretty happy to do that most of the time. I mean, granted, the Izzet deck wants to be a little bit faster than that.
I'm on the
But
Electromancer. When I look at this, it's between Electromancer and Guild Mage for me, and I don't really want to play fucking green ever again.
yeah, I'm not super excited about green. I think I would lean more towards the Hypothesis because the odds are we'll probably be able to pick up like 2 to 3 more Electromancers if we really want them, and we're probably not going to get offered another Hypothesis. It tends to go fairly highly because it's removal, even if it's kind of slow removal for what the Izzet deck wants to be doing.
We could just speculate on the Lurcher. The Lurcher is actually stronger than Hypothesis or Electromancer.
Yeah, but I don't want to play Golgari ever, so
We could just play Golgari all day today.
That's my thing. I just don't want to play Golgari. I mean, if you're in the Golgari deck, Lurcher's definitely like the fine card, but like you actually need a bunch of good bombs for that deck to be reasonable to play. And not opening a Golgari rare bomb or uncommon bomb in pack one, pick one is pushing me very far from wanting to consider being that. Like,
yeah,
unless
I mean,
we get past like
probably,
a troll or something here.
This is probably one of the more interesting packs to open. Not as an exciting pack. It's not like, oh, I'm so excited by my options. But it's an interesting pack to discuss because it's also mediocre. That it's really hard to pull an answer
they're
out of
all, there's like, the cards are all fairly similar in power level, and there's like not anything that really stands out as like, you should definitely pick this card, and it takes the decision making away.
it. Yeah.
Like, there's a bunch of reasonable picks here.
Yeah. I guess, again, I come down to it. I mean, there are some nuts Selesnya decks, especially if you get Spoo Splash. I mean, I played that nuts Naya deck the other day that was absolutely disgustingly strong. And Conclave Guild Mage is probably stronger than Hypothesis, but not that much. It's not that great of a Guild Mage. The blue-black one is way better, and the red-white one is way better.
I mean, if you're playing a Selesnya deck, ideally what you want to be doing, right, is like attacking and killing them quickly with like fairly large-ish creatures because you're green-white. But a lot of times you just get into these board states where you can't do that because they can trade well, and then you're like, well, shit, I'm just gonna sit here for a million turns. And Guild Mage does 2 things to bail you out of that situation, which is generate 2/2s and give all your dudes trample to turn you on an alpha.
Yeah. But unlike the other guild mages, which are active on like turn 3 or 4 for mana, it takes 6
like
to be useful.
He's literally a grizzly bear that like he's good on turn 6. He's a grizzly bear that's good on like turn 6 and 7.
Yeah.
And
so I don't think that's good enough for me. I don't like Parhelion Patrol in anything except Boros. I think it's
even without the Mentor, 2/3 flying vigilant for 4 is fine.
That to me comes off as the safest pick here.
Yeah, I can see a world where that's
fine.
That
card is the most interesting pick to me because I think it has the most synergy in actually building a deck that cares. Like the Electromancers are by far the best 2-drop that I've found yet for Izzet. Like that discount on instant and sorceries is so relevant. Hypothesis is, the more I play it, the less I like it. It's weak removal. It's expensive, weak removal in a red-blue commitment. You can splash red very easily for that, but a lot of times splashing Hypothesis is worse than not having splash for it.
Like Hypothesis is a really good card if you end up as like the Jeskai or the Grixis decks, which again, 3 colors is a reasonable thing to be in Guilds of Ravnica. There's a lot of common mana fixing floating around. So
chat points out Ornery Goblin. I think this is a totally managed, totally serviceable 2-drop.
Yeah, he's fine 2-drop. I don't think he's quite like, he's like on the next notch below the 3 cards that I'm like the 4 cards that we mentioned.
Let's do this.
He's in the notch like with Inspiring Unicorn and the Golgari Guildgate and the Lurcher, and then everything else is in the notch below that.
We're gonna give chat the pick between Hypothesizel, Electromancer, and you want to give him Patrol or Conclave Guildmage?
Probably Conclave Guildmage. I think
Okay.
if we end up as the white deck, we're slightly leaning towards the Guildmage, then more so than the Patrol.
Okay. So we'll give chat pick one, pack one, pick one.
Yeah, sure.
Fuck
I think there's
Dimir.
actually, I don't know what it is. I saw Legend, like, you linked to his stream one day, and I had it on in the background, and I came back, and he had, like, some add-on that was letting you select the chat select the cards or whatever.
Yeah, I
and show
can
on
do that, but
percentage
I
bars.
don't like to use that add-on. I don't think it's very useful most of the time. It's part of Deckmaster, so I can do that here, but I'll do it here. Okay.
Yeah, that's a real thing. I didn't know if that was part of Deckmaster or not. I've never put the add-on on.
All right. Hypothesizel, HPYOTHESIZZLE. Sure. Oh.
That looks pretty sold on the Electromancer, though.
Well, we're gonna see in a minute. I'm gonna let them vote. Oh my god, but it fucked this up. Oh my god. This is taking forever. I should have used a goddamn ad. Alright. Conclave Guildmage. Right? Goblin Electromancer. Or Hypothesizel. In my dreams, I still build an Izzet deck that works. One day. Alright, chat.
I mean, I've played most of my Izzet decks have only gone to 4 compared to like my Boros decks and Dimir decks like generally go to 5. And Izzet generally goes to 4, and Selesnya is like all over the goddamn place. Like I either crush it or I just go 0 wins, which is like really awkward. It just depends on who I get matched up against.
I was so not pleased to be drafting that Golgari deck. I think that Golgari deck really deserved 3 wins. I just ran into like the best fucking version of the Dimir deck in game 1, and that game 3 was just robbed. Just their opponent
when
just
they
drawing.
have like the perfect, like when they have the perfect curve on the Dimir deck, like there's nothing you can do about that. You've already lost on like turn 4 whenever they play whatever random average card
I even killed their fucking disinformation campaign, but it already triggered 3 times by then, and it's just like great. It's almost worse to have killed it then.
Yeah, I mean at that point they've already gained 6 cards from it basically because they've drawn 3 and we've discarded 3 and then we played a card on it. So like, yeah, pretty bad.
All right, chat. 10 more seconds, and we're gonna go pack one, pick one. You guys are leaning towards Electromancer with the secondary Guildmage and a third Hypothesizel right now.
And Hypothesis is really far down there. That surprises me. I thought chat would be more into that.
I hate that card. Okay.
I think chat's channeling their inner filthy since they're here watching you.
Yeah, it could be.
That's fair.
All right, so Electromancer first pick. We've got a Cyclops versus a Crater Maker versus a Luminous Bonds here.
And that's tough. That's tough shit.
Cyclops is amazing. Crater Maker's quite good though, and Luminous Bonds is white.
Yeah. I think maybe I would lean a little bit more towards Crater Maker, because if we want to be the Izzet deck, we want to be the aggressive deck, and being able to pay 1 mana on a subsequent turn to remove a blocker is quite strong. We would like Piston Fist Cyclopses in this deck a lot, but I think we can probably pick 1 or 2 of them up in the next, whatever it is, like 43 cards.
So I guess my only response to that is my 2-drops often seem clogged in this deck. Electromancers on 2, Beam Splitters on 2, Guild Mages on 2. Often you want to pick up just an aggressive 2 or not.
Well, Crater Maker's often good enough on 3 because you just play him and remove a creature.
Okay. I do want Cyclops in this deck. Chat's like, oh, you can get a Cyclops later. Probably not, honestly. They don't actually tend to wheel that much.
We might, like, this one's probably not going to wheel. Like, we might get, like, 1 to 2 Cyclopses in subsequent packs.
Yeah. The only thing I really like about Crater Maker 2, which is maybe worth noting, is that this leaves us open. If we don't actually commit to the Electromancer, to the Izzet deck, Crater Maker is fine in red-white, too.
Crater Maker is much better in the Jeskai deck, too, than the big dude.
Electromancer number 2, Swath Cutter Giant, Sky Knight Legionnaire. And gird your loins for battle.
I really like the Swath Cutter Giant if we're in like the big, slow, control-y Jeskai deck. Fresh Face Recruit, Electromancer, and Sky Knight Legionnaire are all very, very aggressive, strong cards. and I think for me it's probably a toss-up between the Electromancer and the Legionnaire, but since we already have an Electromancer, I think I'd lean a little bit more towards
Yeah.
the second one.
This is also a card that I don't mind doubling up on in a
Yeah,
deck.
I'd like 2 to 3 Electromancers is in the zone where like 3 maybe is too many. It depends on how many big spells you have in your deck or not, but second Electromancer is a perfectly fine safe pick here.
There's something to be said about what we're signaling too. Like, we can't path the Swath Cutter or a Sky Knight Legionnaire. Like,
No, Swath Cutter is not really very good in the straight Boros deck. He's better in the Naya deck and the Jeskai deck than the straight Boros
Let's grab the
deck.
Electromancer.
It's like you never want to get the 6 mana, but yeah.
All right, so
Ooh,
immediately
woof.
punished. So I guess we're grabbing the Rock Charger.
Yeah, there's nothing else in this pack that's like remotely reasonable. Like Thought Phantasm's okay, but Rock Charger's is like heads and shoulders above that card. So I like Unexplained Disappearance.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're continuing the punish, but I guess this is playable.
Yeah, it's perfectly reasonable. Like there's other cards that are similar to the Giant. This is tough. I mean, it's not really tough.
Harpooner's amazing. Spinal Center. I mean, but we're nowhere near green. There's Dimir, of course, is always open because the bots are just.
I think we're on the Beam Splitter Mage because he's insane in the Jeskai deck. He's slightly less good in the straight Izzet deck because there's not as many pump spells. But like, if you get a Take Heart, Beam Splitter Mage is so fucking savage with that card because it's only 1 mana.
Yep. And it's kind of awkward because, as I said, now our 4-drops are super insanely clogged. There's a Sure Strike there.
Assault?
And there's a Sonic Assault.
Yeah, I mean there is a world where since we have the Beam Stunner Mage, ensuring that we have a Sure Strike is pretty good. But I think Sonic Assault is a much more powerful effect because it casts as 2 spells and deals 4 face
I do want
damage.
Sure Strikes, and I actually want a lot of Sure Strikes in a deck like this. But I
probably want like 2 to 3 Sure Strikes in a deck like this. Oh, Cyclops, that's nice.
It's not a wheel. It's a late one, but it's not a wheel.
Yeah, it's late. It's late, but it's not a wheel. Yeah, this is pick 8, so
pretty happy about that.
That's coming back right here, which it didn't. So I don't really like counter spells in the Izzet deck. I think I take the punch and maybe hope we don't play it. Disdainful Stroke's okay.
Taking Disdainful Stroke is my play. I probably don't want to play it, agreed, but a 1-mana counter off of Electromancer that deals with a lot of threats is pretty
the fact that we have 2 Electromancers does increase the value on that quite a bit. We'll probably get something similar to a punch. I guess I'm taking Pack Beast here.
So what is Jeskai? Is that white?
It's white.
White, red, blue?
It's a white, red, blue. And I think that because we have the Rock Charger, that's better than any of the other off-color cards.
On the Passwall Adept plan?
I don't think we ever even play Passwall Adept in the Izzet deck, so I think I'd probably take the Candlelight Vigil in case we end up as 3 colors. I mean, I don't think we're playing either of the cards, but I think a Maximize Altitude here. We'd be perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, it's an activator for Cyclops, the other one.
Yeah. It's not like an insane activator, but like we want a number of those similar effects, and right now we only have 1 in the Sonic Assault, so...
You want a last pick Thought Erasure?
Sure. I got one literally last pick in a Dimir deck that I drafted the other day.
So Knight of Autumn, strong card. Spybug, strong card. Integrity, decent card. And Artful Takedown, very strong. So I guess we're on a Capture Sphere versus Integrity plan.
I think I'm on the Integrity plan.
How committed?
Even without the white, like the +2/+2 with the fact that we have a Beam Splitter Mage is insane, right?
Yeah, I like that too. And I don't like Capture Sphere and Izzet. It misses all the triggers.
Like, we might end up being maybe a little bit white. This is actually really tough between the 2-drop and the 1-drop.
I think chat's gonna like blow up about Risk Factor, but Risk Factor's been decidedly mediocre every time I played it in limited.
It's a burn the face spell when you want to draw cards because you're behind on the board and your opponent's like ahead of you. And it's drawing cards when they're at like low life, and they're just hoping that you don't draw an answer, right? Yeah. So
the Nightveil Sprite is very good, but it doesn't do what Izzet wants to do, which is be aggressive on 2. And you're almost always making the decision between Nightveil Sprite between would I like to play my Beam Maker, my Crater Maker, my Electromancer, all my other 2-drops, or my Sprite on 2. And Sprite is evasive and it does fix your deck, which is nice. But man, you do notice that lack of power. I notice the lack of power every time I play Izzet that all my 2-drops are 2/2s. I always notice that. And I dislike that a lot. Banneret's quite good. It does allow mentoring. It does allow some mana sinks, but a lot of time Izzet doesn't have a fucking ton of mana floating around for that. The jump start stuff with discounted spells means you're often saturating your mana pretty efficiently. The Leapfrog's actually worth pointing at too. Actually,
Yeah,
the card's grown on me a little bit.
Leapfrog is a perfectly serviceable creature. I guess I think in this pack we're not considering taking the Legionnaire, but in future packs without insane uncommons, I think we're getting to the point where we need to decide if we want to try to play white or not.
Yeah.
Pretty quick here, like towards the later end of this pack, we'll see what comes.
Yeah.
I think I lean slightly towards the Night Veil Sprite just because the flying chip damage is good. He's very good if we do end up playing white and end up with something like Candlelight Vigil in our deck or Rock Charger in our deck to like get enough chip damage in the air to kill them. Banneret is a mana sink, but I think that we have a lot that we want to be doing with our mana. Looking at our deck right now, we want to be tapping out every turn.
Yeah, it's a little bit, as I said, it's a little bit hard in Izzet to have the mana. I love this card in Boros because this is what protects you from flooding, cards like this.
Yeah, yeah.
And you just can do super efficient things with the Mentor tokens and the Goblin Banneret be able to be its power to be variable, which is really nice. I'm okay on the Sprite plan, but this is how this deck is every Izzet deck I've ever drafted on MTG Arena right now.
Yeah,
Too many twos. Not enough fucking synergies and payoffs.
Like all the good, like most of the good cards in Izzet are twos, right? So it's a little bit awkward.
There's an Izzet Guildgate, which I actually think is super important to.
Yeah, I think I'm taking the Guildgate here, but like Jesus, this is a very very black pack.
Yeah, Deadly Visit, like Golgari Finebroker, Affectionate Indrik, and Charnel Troll were all passed apparently.
Yeah, got a Deadly Visit, a Finebroker, Indrik, Charnel Troll, Siege Worm, Vigor Worm, and Alert Troll. Like this is like and the cat is perfectly fine in that deck. Like this is like the most Golgari pack I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm on the Guildgate plan though, yeah.
I mean, the problem is, Sinister Sabotage is great, and it's not even bad in this deck, but it's not amazing in this deck. Double blue is a little bit painful, and I find that every time I draft Izzet without at least 3 Guildgates, I lose, because all of their 2-drops cost both mana.
Oh, there's so many color-intensive cards. Yeah. This just, you need to... Oh my god, this is actually a real pick here between the Guildmage and the Centaur. That's rough.
It's rough. Jumpstart allows the Centaur to be very, very good. The Guildmage is supposedly fixing. The fact you can duplicate spells with her is occasionally relevant. If you're running Maximize Altitudes and like Unexplained Disappearances and shit like that, which we have a couple of.
We've got like 6 triggers right now for the Centaur.
Yep. Well, but the triggers are also the Guildmage stuff. Guildmage is great, but again, it protects you from flooding. This deck does occasionally flood, but a lot of times it doesn't. So again,
I lean towards the Guildmage myself.
I'm leaning towards the Minotaur, interestingly. I love this card, but again, look at our 2s. This is the same fucking problem I always have with Izzet. Our 2s are
like
2-drop, 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 2-drop. We're at 5 now.
Yeah. I mean, when you get to the point where you have enough 2s, odds are that you just play 2 2s on 4, and you're perfectly all right with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try either. I'll try this card again, but this deck, this is looking into like a 2-win fucking Izzet deck again. I like this card, but
yeah, we'll see.
I think it's the 3rd best Guildmage out of 5. Right, smack dab in the middle, with the Boros one probably being the best, and Dimir. Maybe Boros and Dimir tied for 1st, and this then 3rd. Or I guess tied for 2nd.
I think the Boros one is like heads and shoulders above the Dimir one. The Dimir one's good, but like it's very reactive.
This card's a win condition for a deck like this.
Yeah, I think we want the Mystic.
I want the Piston Fist Cyclops. I'd take an Unexplained Disappearance, but this is a win condition, so we'll take that.
Yeah, the Mystic is very good for decks like this.
Leapfrog is where I'm at. Although I could be talked into either Radical Idea or Unexplained Disappearance. I kind of would hope that Radical Idea wheels here.
How many creatures do we have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 if we were playing white.
Yep.
I do like Leapfrog, but I think I'd probably lean towards the 2nd Unexplained Disappearance here.
Jesus, we're gonna have very big value issues right now. All of our creatures are 2-drops, and we're drafting tempo cards, so we gotta be able to kill them.
I mean, there's like worlds where I think Leapfrog is fine, but he trades down so frequently.
Well, yeah, you don't want to be blocking with him. He has to be attacking.
Yeah. I don't think we actually have enough enablers right now for Leapfrog to be reasonable either. Like it's literally just the maximize altitude in the Sonic Assault, and the one it disappearance.
So isn't that an argument for radical idea then? If we need to pick up triggers, it triggers Murmuring Mystic, triggers our Cyclops. It's gonna be discounted on our
I guess
Electromancer.
it does get discounted. I don't know. I feel like we'll probably get another radical idea or another Sonic Assault or something. And I really do like having 2 bounce spells in a deck like this, because removing a blocker is a very strong effect.
I would take Leapfrog or Radical Idea here. If you want to go on Unexplained Disappearance, I'm willing to do it. I think is the hardest deck to draft in this format, and also the hardest deck to play. So
yeah,
input's
it's definitely like the highest skill cap thing, because none of the cards are like just like do anything by themselves. They're all just like sort of goodish cards, not like any like singularly great cards.
So what are you on? You're on the Unexplained Disappearance plan?
I think I take the second Unexplained Disappearance.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like that card.
This is all garbage for us.
Yeah.
I'm probably on either the Hammer Dropper or the Silent Dart.
I'm either on probably Hammer Dropper or the second Pack Beast.
I don't want a second Pack Beast.
I could see you taking the Hammer Dropper. Yep, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with the Hammer Dropper.
I don't think
I
we'll
like
play
Pack
it,
Beast a lot, but I mean, maybe we'll play it. Is it Guildgate?
Guildgate.
Seems very easy here.
Yep. No, Dimir Spybug, pick 9. Why not?
Dazzling Lights is fine.
Yeah, it's not actually very good in this deck. No surveillance.
It's not like
synergies,
insane or anything, but like
it's hard to
playable.
attack with that too. Like you don't want to cast this before combat starts. I'm on the Guildgate.
Yeah, I like the Boros Guildgate a lot. We'll play one of those at least for the intervention.
Pick 11 Charnel Troll or pick 11 Sinister Sabotage. Fuck off. Again, Mesmerist, totally playable card in this deck. Another 2-drop. Like I always flood in 2s in this. This is why Beam Splitter Mage is so much less interesting to me and Crater Goblin.
I think I would take the Sinister Sabotage here.
Yep, for sure. It's the only card playable. As I'm saying, like the Mesmerist would be fine in this deck, but not fine with the cards we already have. This
right. I mean, we have like a trillion 2-drops. Sorry, we don't really need another one.
I'll hate Draft Vapors. Radical Idea Wheel. That's nice.
Yeah. The card wheels pretty frequently. Okay, that's Niv Mizzet.
Yeah. Oh, nice. That's a really big payoff for us. Okay, I don't know what the other cards in Crackling Drake. I don't know what the other cards in these packs are. I don't have to look.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Like those are the 2.
Get our good cards. Wow.
Hypothesizzle, Sure Strike, and Experimental Frenzy. Experimental Frenzy is very good, but it's probably not very good in a deck like this.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, honestly, like Jumpstart has great synergy with Experimental Frenzy. You throw your card in your graveyard, then every time you draw the card in your hand you can't play, and you get to discard the cards out of your hand to feed the cards that you can keep playing. I know you're
gonna hate me, but I think we want the Hypothesis, because right now we have literally like one hard removal spell, and it's the white one.
I thought we picked removal early over. Did we pick an intervention over a Capture Sphere? Is what we did?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm fine with Hypothesis here. We need spells. We need removal.
Yeah, I think it fills on our curve pretty decently too. We have no 5s right now.
This card will be good with a shit ton of 2-drops though.
It will be good, but I think Hypothesis will perform better on average. There's a lot of
I'm not so sure I'm there. Experimental Frenzy sometimes steals games, and Hypothesis sometimes removes a creature.
I just have a hard time wanting to pay 4 mana and tap out to do nothing. Like, it's definitely a good card really late, but we've got the Niv and we've got the Cacking Drake for really late and the Murmuring Mystic for, like, late game takeover. Like, I'd rather just take Hypothesis so we can try to get more tempo going. Like, if we didn't have the Niv Mizzet, I might lean a little bit more towards the Experimental Frenzy, but, like, we've got a good backup plan right now, right?
I'm going to do it. I want to, again, I want you to evaluate with me every time we draw Hypothesis and how fucking sad we are about it.
This is a very sad pack.
Well, yes and no. Garrison Sergeant is playable with 3 Guild Gates. If we get another one, like the 4 or 5, that's okay. The Whelp has been very weak for me.
I think I'm taking the Izzet Locket here.
We're not playing the Izzet Locket.
There's so many color-intensive cards.
Oh, it's fair.
Like, we have a Cackling Drake and a Niv Mizzet. That's the only reason I'm thinking about playing the Locket.
Are we likely to play that card, though? What's our... I mean, okay, we're probably...
I think we're slightly more likely to play it than the Guild Sergeant or the Hellkite Whelp or the Crab.
Well, the Hellkite Whelp is a 3/3 flyer, and the Crab's a ground body. I mean, what are we at right now? We are at 20 playables. I don't I mean, the disdainful stroke is a maybe right now, so maybe we're at 19. The dazzling lights and the disdainful stroke are maybes. So we're probably like, honestly, could do like another 5 or 6 playables and be pretty happy here.
Here now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's a really low creature count.
Yeah, that is very low.
Crab is pretty fucking bad in a deck like this. I mean, it does hold the ground down, I guess, but we really would like to be able to be attacking. We need 3 drops. I think I'm on the kite.
I think I take the locket.
All right, I'll draft. As I said, bringing you in for this is drafting. Beacon Bolt has to be a snap pick.
Beacon Bolt's not even close. That card is like
Capture Sphere is good. Would you like a pick 6 disinformation campaign pack 3?
There are worlds where I would consider splashing that in this deck. If we get like 2 Dimir Guild Gates next.
Do you want me to pick it up? I guess, are we playing an Ornery Goblin? We have a Mesmerist. I think if we were to play... Oh, we didn't take the Mesmerist.
I think we did the creature, but like there are worlds where I can see like just saying fuck it and going Grixis.
How about a pack 7 one? We need a creature.
Second Sonic Assault. Oh my god. Yeah, I think we need the boar. I think we need a creature.
I want the second Sonic Assault too, but I think
really
we have to
want
take
it, but I think we need a creature.
Yep. Guild Gate number 3 is fine.
Another Guild Gate looks very good here.
I don't mind a Boros Guild Gate here. We maybe can splash some like the Hammer Dropper on, or the Rock.
I think we could splash like the Rock,
over maybe the Pack Beast.
Yeah, I think that the Guild Gate is fine here.
Okay. Creature.
Right, I guess Crab, yeah. I guess I want the enchantment. We've already got a counter, and I don't really want to play a 4-mana. We've already got 2 counters, and like there are maybe worlds where Maniacal Rage is fine because it removes a blocker. I feel like I'd probably be considering boarding in the Maniacal Rage more frequently than the cover up, because there's no way we're main boarding cover up in addition to the Sabotage and the 2-mana one, right?
Right. We're never main boarding it. That's for fucking sure. All right, so the last like 6 cards.
This is what we got to work with.
Yeah, we have no sideboard potential. Didn't wield that. We're 2 cards over. We currently don't have white in, but I think honestly Pack Beast probably makes the cut right now.
Yeah, I think we want the creature. The Rock is definitely in if the Pack Beast is in.
We have 14 creatures. I might, you know what? Like I'm not even necessarily against that right now. Let me just move these around a little bit. This is a 1-drop. I like the idea of being able to play Intervention. We have 2 Guild Gates for that. Niv is currently our win conditions. Deck looks pretty bad to me. What are our creature spell count? 1, 2, 3. We didn't get any other. We got no pump spells besides this Integrity.
Yeah, well, we got the maximize altitude. It might be enough.
It's a lot of. This is like every fucking is a deck I ever draft. Like super unexciting.
Unfortunate, but yeah.
15 creatures.
I don't know that we can.
We need 3.
We don't have the Rock Charger in right now either.
Yeah.
And I would definitely play him over the either of the other white cards.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. I guess.
He jumps our 2 drops, right? He curves.
Yeah. This is a draft looks fun. This is a draft looks so bad to me.
What is this, like 45?
5. Yeah, we need 5 out.
Yeah.
We have too many 2s.
Yes, we do.
I think Beam Splitter's a dead draw in this deck too much of the time, and I want to be able to cut shit.
I don't like the Disdainful Stroke in this deck, first of all.
Stroke. Yeah, I'm fine with cutting that. That's fine. Do we have another counter spell? I do like a Sinister Sabotage here, though. We're light on removal, and this is a very, very powerful effect.
It very much is. I'm just trying to, like, look at... Okay, let's do a spell count here. 1, 2, 3... Did you scroll down for me for a second?
So 11 non-creature spells.
Well, I mean, I need to count for
10.
Jumpstart, because that's 2, basically, right?
Oh, I
see. Yeah, I count Jumpstart spells as 2, because it's, like, multiple casts. So... The hypothesis is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Scroll up.
To what?
And 16, 17. I don't think we strictly need the...
Dazzling Light
we can
comes
cut
out.
one of the... Yeah, I don't think we need one of the 1-drops. And if we cut the maximize altitude, I think we can cut the beam splitter mage and be perfectly all right with that.
Yep, fine with cutting beam splitter. We didn't get any fucking
Because
combat
I think we
tricks.
still have enough spell casts without that shit. And then, how many creatures is this right now?
14. 15.
15.
Oh, because we put the charger in. We might be able to cut Ornery Goblin. Ornery Goblin actually trades up. I actually don't want to cut Ornery Goblin.
Yeah.
So this is one. Okay, 1, 2. That looks so bad to me.
Yeah, every game is going to be close.
Every game is going to be terrible. Is our spell count high enough right now? I mean, what do we even fucking have right now for spells?
Yeah, I've got a bunch. I think the card that I'm looking at cutting here is the crab.
Fine with that. It has no aggressive ability to attack anything here.
I think we have enough halfway decent blockers with the Murmuring Mystic and the Boar and the Cyclops that it's all right.
I'm a bit... I think the Rock Charger is very high power here, but I'm also a bit worried about our mana base with this. We're trying to cast Niv. We don't want to run a bunch of fucking planes.
Well, we'd only be running one because we've got 2 guild gates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you're all right running a creature, a 3-drop creature, and a 4-drop creature, and a 5-drop creature, and only running 3 white sources. I'm not.
Yeah, I think it's probably fine.
That's going to be dead creature cards in our hand. We might as well have put creatures we can play.
Sometimes, but we've got stuff we can, like, we've got enough jumpstart cards that if they are dead cards, we can discard them to get some actual value out of it.
Don't we only have 2 jumpstart? 3. We've got Radical Idea, Beacon Bolt, and Sonic Assault.
Yeah, and we've got the Hypothesis. So that's like 4 ways
to discard.
This is not jumpstart. No, it's not jumpstart, but it's
discard. Oh, I see. Discard is what you're looking at.
Yeah. I think we've got enough effects that 1 planes is fine.
So we're on 8. This is too many mountains compared to islands right now.
Yeah, we want more red. We want more red sources for sure.
6, 7, 8, 9 blue, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red. This is 9, 9, 4.
This is. Oh, did I count wrong? 5. Yeah, this is.
Oh no, this is
9,
10, 10, 4.
9, 3. Yeah, I would still cut one of the planes here probably. I don't want 2 planes in this deck, and I'd probably go up another blue source because we have Sinister Sabotage, and most of our jumpstart cards are blue.
So 3 planes, 11 blue sources, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 red sources.
Yeah, I think that's probably fine.
Okay.
A little clunky of a deck, but
deck's terrible. I don't predict more than 2 wins. I don't even predict 2 wins in this deck. I think this is okay. So what were the decisions? The big decisions were Hypothesical
versus Frenzy.
Versus Experimental Frenzy. Yep. What were the other big ones? This versus a Capture Sphere.
Versus a Capture Sphere.
Crater Maker versus the Minotaur.
Yep.
Was that right? No, it was Sprite versus Minotaur.
Yeah, Sprite versus Minotaur. And then
Crater Maker versus
Crater Maker versus... He's like our second pick. What was he versus... Somebody in chat probably knows. I don't actually remember.
I don't either.
I feel like he was against another creature.
Crater Maker is against Cyclops.
Oh, he's against another Piston Fist Cyclops, yeah.
Okay.
That sounds right.
Yeah, okay. Anything else that was questionable? Boar versus, what is Boar up against?
He was against a Sonic Assault.
Yep.
I think we needed the creature very badly at that point.
Yep.
Boar is a perfectly serviceable creature.
So the big ones, yeah, okay, so okay. So what are we calling this shit?
Some shit about an aggro reset.
How do you spell Jeskai is how it's spelled?
Yeah, just exactly how it sounds.
Jeskai get better. All right. Just get better.
I like that better is misspelled. No, I would leave it. It's good.
You want me just like... Let's see, hold on a minute.
You're gonna do alternating caps like you're 14.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Just gotta get better.
That's how you do it.
Okay.
Or like
Shizzet is so much better. No, that's perfect.
Shizzet. Okay, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like it too. That's beautiful pack chat. All right. So our dreams.
Like that the comment came from the Great Depression. That's amazing.
All right, so this is Shizzet. All right. Like a Rock's not bad either, but I think Shizzet's slightly better. So yeah. Rock Charger is a questionable play. It'd be Rock Charger versus Maximize All. We just need creatures though. The problem, chat. We're at 14 creatures. We're trying to be an aggro deck. Aggro deck requires to have some fucking creatures to do something. So.